Welcome to Mishna study, Masechet Kilayim, Perek Daled, Mishna Gimal. Over here in this Mishna, we're going to speak about a continuation of Mehol HaKerem, and we're going to mention Yehudah's opinions, right? So last Mishna, we mentioned the Mehol was the end of the vineyard, right? What he left between when the vineyard ended until the fence. We said he needs to have at least 12 amot over there, and then he's allowed to plant 8 of those up to the fence. Now, Rabbi Yehudah says, argues, Enze ela geder HaKerem. What you call that Mehol HaKerem, no, that's Geder HaKerem, right? That's the fence of the vineyard. Ve'ezahu Mehol HaKerem. What is Mehol HaKerem really? Ben Shne Keramim, in between 2 vineyards. So what's that? That's this over here. He had, one person, wrote Abraham and Isaac, right? Well, Abraham owns a vineyard on the left side. Isaac owns a vineyard on the right side. In between the 2, right? How much do they need to leave space in between? There needs to be 12 amot in between in order to plant something in between those 2 people's vineyards. That's according to the Yehudah. Ve'ezohu gader. What's a fence? Now, what do you mean what's a fence? We could explain what's a fence. Last Mishnah we said, up until the fence that we're talking about by Mehol HaKerem, maybe that fence. So Harambam doesn't explain it that way over here. I think that would be true as well, but he speaks it more general. Why does he speak more general terms? Well, first of all, what does it mean more general? He says, a fence that's stopping between one vineyard to another vineyard. 2 people have 2 vineyards, one up to the next. They have a fence in between. How big is that fence? So once you have a fence on one side, right? Once you have a fence over there going up, you could go ahead and you could plant seeds on the other side of that fence. So it seems like you have a vineyard all the way up to the fence. You have a fence, right? Well, how big does this fence have to be? We'll see in a second. And then afterwards, you're allowed to plant seeds. So how big is this fence? It has to be 10 tefachim wide. Let's say it's a ditch. Instead of a fence, there's a ditch going down. It's 10 tefachim deep, 4 tefachim wide. That's considered enough of a ditch in order to plant there. Now, halacha should be like this. And Rambam over here mentions the end of the Pirush Mishnah. He goes, Rabban Gamliel, he quotes the Tosafta. Rabban Gamliel and his Betin, they made a takana that you still need to distance 4 amot from the Meikara Gefanim Lagader. You need to leave 4 amot from the vineyard up in, to that fence, right? So let's say you had a field of wheat, you had a fence at the end over there. Could you plant a vineyard right by the foot of that fence? No, you need to distance 4 amot and then plant. That's what Rambam says over here in the Pirush Mishnah. But when it comes to the Hibur, he does not mention this. And it seems like over here that he was Chozerbo, right? He actually doesn't mention it. Shulchan Aruch also doesn't mention it. And it seems like you're allowed to plant a vineyard all the way up to the fence if you have it separating between the field of grain. If you have a 10 tefachim fence, you're allowed to plant a vineyard right up to it, right next to it.